Hello, people. How's everybody doing today? We are going to get started with this live, and I'll let a few more of you guys come on in to the chat. But today we're in the living room. We have made our way to the living room, and there are several sections of this room that we're going to get started with. So let's go. Let's see. All right. Hello, everyone. Coming in. I think Lonnie's in and Gwen is in. Let's see. I'm going to keep stepping back and forth. Tracy. Hi, Tracy. I think this is your first time here, Tracy, or in the live. Maybe not. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we're going to get started today because I've got a lot to do and I'm trying to do it in a short amount of time. We're in the living room today, and I've already done some prep. I've covered up the sofa, which you guys know is white, because I'm going to be working in this back area here. There are several sections to getting this living room together for Christmas. So, yeah, there's a lot to do. Those of you that are just now joining, this is new this year. I'm going to be doing lives so that you guys can get behind the scenes, first look at what's going on or how I create these looks that you guys just seem to love every single year. And yes, it is August and I'm decorating for Christmas. I've already gone through my fall decorations. So we are here for Christmas. One of the reasons, and I know I get asked this a lot, why I am doing Christmas so early. Number one is because scheduling wise with work and everything else that's going on, I need to do Christmas early. This is not really early for me. I sometimes literally do Christmas in July. And so Christmas is set up based on my schedule and what's going on. Second reason is the stores and the retail stores, they're stocking with Christmas. And if I wait until October to show you guys these items, they're gone. And then I'll get comments about, okay, where's the link? Where's the link? It's all gone. Christmas is a big retail time of the year, and there's so many enthusiasts about Christmas. They just buy everything up. And it was the same way with fall. I don't know what that is. Maybe people are more indoors. So yeah, let me step over and say hi to a few of you guys that are here. I said hi to Tracy already. Tracy says, watching from DIC, about to board a flight into Atlanta. Be safe. Yes, first time live, but not watching your videos. Thank you. V, you're here. Lonnie, you're here as well. Mimi, I'm in my backyard trying to have a mini look. I appreciate that. Hi, Connie. Connie says, Mimi, I finally caught it live. I'm so happy it made my day. All right. I need my glasses now. You guys saw how I did that, without my glasses. And now I need my glasses because Cilora. Hi, Mimi. Love your videos. I feel like I'm part of it. Yes, you guys are part of it. I'm going to leave these glasses out. You guys are part of it. This video is going to be a lot. So I was just thinking, all right, we're going to be working in this area. So we're going to get started. And the first thing I'm going to start with is the backdrop, the foundation for the Christmas, all of the Christmas, not even the backdrop, the foundations. I need to make sure that all my tables are going to work for me. If not, I will move tables out, move tables around. Right now, today, I'm going to add a board. So this is the first tip of the day. The top of this table is mirrored, so I want to protect it. Not only that, what I'm placing on top of it, it's wider than the table. So I'm going to add a board, and you can go to Home Depot and get these boards. I do it all the time, and I get it cut up to the size that I actually need. This was in my garage. I don't even know what I used it before. what I used it for prior. But let's get started with that. Those of you that are here for the first time, you can ask me. This is a great time to ask me decor questions. Let me know what you guys are doing for Christmas. And yeah, we're just going to chit chat. We're going to spend maybe an hour or so chit chatting. Hopefully I can knock this out really quickly. This is felt that I'm using to protect the table, but not only does it protect the table, it's going to cover the board for me because this is really just straight plywood. I've got so many things over here. So I'm going to lay this out. And I'm just kind of like eyeballing where I think everything is going to go and how I'm going to utilize the board back here on this space. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Just leave a comment, put something in the comment section. We're blessed with a new house. Congratulations last month. Oh my God, that's so precious, Tracy. It's a ranch, open concept. How do I divide the areas and color scheme the house? That's a good question. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about colors first, right? Because, or think about, give me 1 second. Let me get the board while we're talking. All right, this is the board that I'm going to lay across the black felt. All right, so Tracy had a question. Congratulations. Everybody tell Tracy congratulations on her new house. It's a big deal. Even though we may be in our houses for a while, it's a really big deal. I'm going to just lay this across the table. So Tracy, the question was, how do you, I think what you're mainly asking me is how do you divide the house in sections? And then how do you apply your color scheme to that? First, I would say if you had been in the house for a while, think about the way you live in the house. Well, you haven't been in it long enough, so you don't really know how you're going to live in the space. So I would say jot down your idea in your mind of how you want to live in your home. In your mind, do you want a formal living room? Do you want a formal dining room? Answer those questions. And I'm saying ask yourself these questions on paper. That way you're able to answer them on paper. I don't care about a formal dining room. And then do the main areas, your primary bedroom, your kitchen area. In my kitchen, think about how you want to be in that kitchen, like it's already happening. I.e., if you wanted to put bar stools up to a counter, or you don't want bar stools. So if you say to yourself, okay, well, I want bar stools, then you have to ask yourself the next question. Do I want to rest my back on a bar stool, or do I want the bar stools to sit under the counter? The only reason why I'm saying ask yourself these questions is because it's going to save you money on replacement cost. So you're going to save lots of money because you're thinking about it now. You're doing the work now as to how you want to live. Even before you decide on a paint color, you've got to figure out how you want to live in the space. And that's based on whatever those desires that you had in your mind. You can get inspiration from Creating with Mimi, or you can get inspiration from magazines, lots and lots of online sources for how you want to live in the space and what do you think you like. Once you do that and you do that type of work, then you think about second major question is, what colors do I want to work with? Do I like color? In the past, when I've had color, was it something that I was attracted to? If you don't even know those, a lot of times clients do not have answers to that. So then I ask them, okay, well, what color clothing do you wear? How do you like to dress? And sometimes I will look in their closet to see how they're dressing, because how you dress and how you carry yourself is pretty much the way you are going to live in your space. So then, okay, let's say their area is boring. Their clothes are all beige. I ask questions. And I always start with, what colors do I not like? Right? Eliminate the colors you don't like. So you don't have to think about them. If you don't like pink, well, my husband doesn't like this or that. And usually you're working with a husband and a wife. So you've got to marry the both. Even though they're married, you've got to marry the both with design. Those are the questions and the homework that I would do before I even think about a style. You have to decide how you want to live in that space. What is it about that? And you don't tackle every single area all at once. I'll share a story with you guys. When I moved into this house, it was 20 something years ago. I didn't do anything for 6 months. I literally didn't buy anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't have anything on the wall. I was just, as a designer, I was overwhelmed with what I wanted to do. Literally. My girlfriends came over one day and they just started hanging stuff on the wall. That kind of got me a little motivated. But it was 6 months I was living in this house, and that wasn't purposefully. I didn't say, well, I'm not going to do anything. I was just overwhelmed and I couldn't make any decisions about how I wanted to live. So this is the type of process that I took myself through over 20 years ago, and I do it with my clients. And that's how you're going to create your utopia, your environment. All right, let's see if we have another question. And I hope that answered you, and I hope I wasn't too wordy with the answer. I have 5 trees in an old house. Okay, that's Tracy Atkinson is saying that. V. Ugly, I'm late to class. Girl, you're not late. We were blessed. Okay, and then Tracy says, awesome tips. I'm asking for holiday decor ideas for an open concept ranch. We have a split level with defined rooms. Okay, so for Christmas decor, that is an open ranch. All right, so I'm going to answer that, but I'm going to go in and out of this live too. All right, so I've already covered this. If you guys see that I covered it with black, I chose black because the sofa's white and I kind of wanted it to dissipate. And I didn't really want the white, and the colors that we're working with in this space are similar to the colors, the same colors that we're working with for the Christmas tree in the entry hall. So I'm bringing that cranberry in here. All right, so now I will hang up the Ciao. I think I'm going to hang up this. Oh, no, I can't even hang it up yet. So I want to share this with you guys. Let's get started with that. Now, open concept for Christmas. I would think about focal points since it's an open concept. Even in an open concept, you always have focal points in architecture. It is the way houses are built. Rooms, walls are made to stand out. And since it's new for you, this is your first Christmas in this house, I would try not to overwhelm myself. I would. And I would focus on a few areas and those focal points. Because if you hit those focal points, let's say it's an entry hall, let's say you're split level, and I would say maybe put up a wreath. That's really simple and easy to do and to get Christmas. I shared with you guys the stick trees. You may want to place a few of those in the entry area. If that is your vibe, right? Because the stick trees aren't for everybody. I like them because they're simple, they're easy. They give you the atmosphere of Christmas with minimal effort. Minimal effort. And you can still enjoy yourself. I'm sure you got a lot of other things going on. So I don't know that I would, unless you're like me and Christmas is your favorite time of the year, then I would probably go all in. So focal point to give you the Christmas atmosphere and environment that you're looking for. Stick trees. Think of things that are easy to do. The deers, all of the lighted deers. You can put the deers up, wreaths. You can put wreaths in your kitchen. The other thing that you can do in the kitchen area, and I say the kitchen because mainly we sit in our kitchens the majority of times. That room is used the most, the kitchen and the family room in most houses. You can put the little small wreaths on the back of a chair. Or if you don't even want to do that, just get bows and tie bows on the back of a bar stool or the back of your chairs. I've placed them on the back of my bar stools and on the back of my sitting dining chairs as well. All right, I am going to show you guys something about this wreath here that I have. And I'm going to try to get it up on the table without any help, but we'll see how that goes. And 1. And 2. All right, guys, this wreath is 1,000 years old. Just kidding. I thought it was a 60-inch, but it's only a 48-inch wreath. But it is super old. It's at least 10 or 15 years old. And this is the first time I'm using it. So half the bulbs have fallen off while I'm talking and doing that. So I've got to do some repairs to it. Let's move the table over a little bit. There. And so I'm starting with my large pieces as I did putting the table together. This wreath is going to go up there. I think I can do it. Now I've got to do some repairs to this wreath because it has been in storage all this time. But look how gorgeous the ribbon is. Can you guys see that? Look at this. It's simply gorgeous. I don't know if I'm going to reuse the ribbon, take it off, try another ribbon. That reminds me. Where is my glue? All right. I know that I will need to glue half of these things back together. And I want to share this with you. This is a hot glue pan, and this is what professional decorators and designers use. And the reason why we use this instead of a hot glue is because if you use this is how long it's been since I've used this. Okay. There we go. All right. It's been a long time. So okay, it's got to go in here. Bear with me. There we go. All right, that snaps on. So this is the hot glue pan. It's pretty dangerous to use because it gets really, really hot. But as I was saying, if I were to use a regular glue gun, once it heats up and I turn the heater on, regular glue sticks, it'll start to melt and things will start to fall away. So this I found, if I use this, let me turn it on and get it hot. If I use this and I can glue all of my bulbs on, this is what most of these are, they're glued on, so they're not just hanging. It's difficult to just put some wire on a wreath and then hang it. All your bulbs are going to be hanging. They're going to be out of place. So this is something, and I will link this. I'm sure you can probably pick them up on Amazon. These are the glue sticks, so I'm going to put those in there. I've already turned this on. I've burned myself a number of times, so when I tell you this stuff is hot, it's hot. So you want to be very, very careful. While that is warming up, I'm going to fluff up as much as possible this wreath. Can you guys hear me okay? I don't know if I asked. The reason why I'm asking, because I did a live the other day and the sound was horrible. God bless your talent. You are adorable. Thank you. I think it's Cece. Child, I can't keep up with these glasses. Here we go. Awesome tips. All right. Yes. Thank you, Mimi. No problem. Cece, thank you. Then we've got Reese by Veronica. Hello, Mimi. I love your work. Hello. How are you? All right. So I'm going to fluff up this wreath as much as possible. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to be cheating because I know what it's going to look like up above. I've already found my bottom. And how did I determine my bottom? My bottom is going to be wherever this wire is for me, because this is where I'm going to drop it down to plug up. I already put screws up in there, if you guys can see that, but they're too high because I thought it was a 60-inch reef. So I need to lower those. And I haven't even decided if I'm going to lower them or not. I don't know. I need to go get some gloves because I'm telling you guys, I am not really looking forward to putting my fingers in this glue, but it is what it is. Okay. I don't think I want to use this ribbon, so I'm going to take it out, and you see the bulbs and stuff are coming off. I want to show you guys what this glue, this is what it looks like. Right? You guys can see that? That's old glue. But look at this. This is 15 years ago. This is the kind of, ornaments that I was looking for. Okay, so this is my top. I should just turn this around a little bit so I won't get confused. But the other part to this, even if I do get confused, not being so dogmatic about if by the time I hang this, if my center is off, I'm just not gonna care about it, because guess what? It's my house. All of these things are coming off. Well, it's better to fix it now. I wish I could. Can I show you guys? Look at the flowers. This is just gorgeous. Look at this. And it's still in great condition, right? You can see the smoke coming from the glue pan already. So all I do is I dip it and then I just stick it in here. You really have to stick it in quickly. Same thing with these. These are just, so I'm just going to go through this and kind of touch. I'm really going to go look for some gloves because this stuff is hot as it all get out. And I'm going to check these to see which ones have come loose, like this green one. These are glass. So I know I want this to, I don't even want to use the green. I'm going to take that back because there's no green in here. So I took that out. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so I'm going to stick this back. Let me go get some gloves. All right, so these are not the right gloves, so don't let me tell you that they are, but they're just gloves to protect my skin a little bit. And so what I could do is double up on it. And I probably need to get some paper towels here or something else here also. And so it allows me to be able to move a little bit, but if the glue falls on my hand or my finger, I have some time to pull that puppy off. Okay, so that's the majority of what I'm going to do is try to touch all of these. I think this is going to go here. And then you just hold it down for a little bit just to make sure. If I'm going to be working with two hands, I need gloves on the other hand too. And this is going to be very, very secure. So some of these, I'm going to just take them off. I'm just pulling them off because they're already loose. And then I'm going to go get a spoon. All right. Have you guys been enjoying the lives? I really have. And I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I have. It's been just fantastic talking with you guys. And it's like now there's, I don't know. I know that you guys comment quite a bit on the videos, but it's not the same thing. It's like now I kind of feel like you guys are here and we're totally having fun together. All right. Here's one. I'm just kind of like getting the ones that I think are going to fall off once I hang them. Like this one's hanging here and it should go about right there. It's on wire, but the glue was here in this area. So I will take the spoon and just put a dab of it and drop it right back in there. Here's another loose one. I think it was probably there. I'm having trouble here with my little spoon. It really needs to go on the back. And you just hold it for a moment. So I'm going to be reusing, like, look at this. This is just gorgeous. These berries, that deep purple. I can't believe this is still something that I can use. And I'm just sticking in there. Anybody can do this. There's no rhyme or reason as to what it is that I'm doing. It's almost like a kindergartner project. This one just literally came off. So some of these are high end and the rest of these are just inexpensive, kind of like Walmart stuff. All right. Where are you guys? Let me see if I can put it in the chat to tell me where you guys are coming in from. Mimi, I love your work. That is, where's these glasses? I need a hanger. I don't know where these glasses are. Oh, here they are. All right. So let's see. We got Mimi. I love the work. Yes, ma'am. I'm enjoying the lives. Let me see if I can type on here. You guys. No, I can't because I got these stupid gloves on. Well, the gloves aren't stupid because they are saving me. All right, I can't type. So, guys, let me know where you are coming in from on the live. I've got a few more that I want to touch on. It's a Saturday. Saturdays are supposed to be peaceful. Ooh, child. And just relaxing, even though I try to take my Sundays to do that. All right, let's see what else we got. We got that. We have this one that's hanging. Okay, I think that's enough fixes. Now I'm going to take all of the ones that fell off and fell on the ground while I was trying to transport it in. And I'm just going to fill in open areas like this one. Look how gorgeous. This stuff is hand done. And this thing is super, super old. They don't even make them like this anymore. You can't find them like this. You can't. Unless you want to pay $25 a bulb. And I know I didn't pay that for that one. So, okay. So I've got a few of those in here. And I'm mainly going to add to the inside as I put glue all over the table. I mainly want to add to the inside of this wreath with bulbs because that is what you're going to see when it's up and it's hanging. You're literally going to see the majority of the inside. So that's what I'm going to focus on. Okay, did I knock this? Why is this? It seems like. And we're working with this gorgeous cranberry color. I think once I get it up, I will work with some of the flowers, stick more flowers in. There'll be two things that we're going to make today and be really creative about. And I'm really excited. The wreath being one. Let's see. I'm trying to place the glue back in the original position so that I don't just have the entire ornament covered with glue. How easy is that? Because this table is concrete, I can stand on it and it's holding my weight so that I can get all up in here. I've already checked to make sure that the lights on the wreath, that they work, and they do. I've covered up my table below because I knew I was going to be working on top. So those are the things that you definitely want to do. Because it would be horrible if I decided to do all this work and I ruined my table in the process. Okay, I was showing you guys these yesterday. I think I showed you. I don't know if it was yesterday, but I want to use some of these. And that's this. Look how pretty. Look. Look at that. It's got like a jewel tone at the top. Look how pretty. This is another one of those that is literally, I don't know, 10 or 15 years old. So I need to get some wire and I'm going to put this on a wire because I kind of want it to hang down a little bit, even though, well, I could take the time to find a limb and tie this in there, but let's see. These limbs are they're kind of short. And so I don't know if that's going to work for me. We'll see. I may hang it. I may do it once I hang it up. Some of these holes that you guys see here, I want to find all of the bulbs, or I'm just going to get these little trinkets and slide it in there to fix it. For whatever reason, my glue seems like it's drying up. That's weird, right? Yeah, the pan is still hot, so okay. I won't worry about it. Let's see if I want to add some more balls before I try to hang this thing up. All right, any more questions, guys? While I'm doing this, here's a goat. I do want to use that right here. Let's see if we have more questions. Houston, Texas, Queens, New York, Lansing, Michigan. Lonnie from Canada. Hey. Lisa James from Charlotte, North Carolina. Beverly's from Texas. V's from Atlanta. Yes. Oh, Tracy's saying it's gorgeous. V is saying the ornament looks expensive. These were not, well, maybe they were back then. Literally, these ornaments they're 10, 15 years old. So it might even be older than that. All right, I think I need more bulbs. And so I brought some in. I just don't know what I want to use. Let's see. What do I want to use? Oh. I'm not going to say that the ornaments are expensive back in the day, but keep in mind, I was getting this stuff wholesale. That's the other thing. And I could get a pack of ornaments, which you would get like maybe 10 of these in a pack back then. So this was before Hobby Lobby started selling them. You couldn't get, and these are plastic. So you couldn't get plastic ornaments 10 or 15 years ago. Everything was glass. So back then I could get a pack of ornaments for, I don't know, like $5 wholesale. So that, isn't super expensive. Some of the ones that are hand done, back in the day, I would say they would run, I don't know, $10 an ornament, but you can see it was truly worth it. None of it, and I showed you guys the flower, none of that, it hasn't faded, right? It's not, right now, I've got some stuff that I've used 2 or 3 years ago. And it's flaking. Like, let me show you guys this one. This is 10 years old. There's no flaking. None. That's how you know. Look at this. That's how you know the ornament is quality. So this probably would have cost me maybe $5 or $6. They don't even make them as well like this anymore. To me, I haven't seen them. Look at the color. So this is when I was in my brown chocolate phase. Guys, and brown and chocolate is back. That was my brown chocolate phase. Matter of fact, I think this one went inside of the dining room over the French doors. Okay, I'm thinking, do I need any more? I probably want to do 3 big ones. This is messed up here. You can just see, you can just see the glue on top of it. So we'll add some fresh glue and I'll put it back here. Hold that down for a little bit. I'm thinking I might want to add, I'm trying to think if I want to add any picks. And I think I do. Let me get some picks. Okay, any other questions, guys? Go ahead and just get in the cart, believe. Wait. Go ahead and like the video while you guys are here. Good afternoon from Austin, Texas. Hello, Gabrette. Good afternoon. Good day, everybody from Jamaica. We love Jamaica. Just get Just get in. I can't believe I've been waiting and it started while I was outside. I'm so upset. You haven't missed anything. You have not missed anything at all. All right, let's go. I want to add some sticks. All right. So I'm adding some pics to this. And like I say, I'm doing this on the fly with you guys. So I don't know, but I think that's going to look gorgeous. I'll show this to you guys. These are, oh God, these are at, I think they're Hobby Lobby, but don't get mad or don't scream or give a bad comment if it's not there. But they're gold and then it has a little bit of a frosting on it. So I think I want to add those like that. I think that's going to add a little bit. Let me see what it looks like over here because I'm doing this from behind. I just want to see if it adds anything or does it take away. I think it's going to add because I've got some champagne stuff going on. I'm going to do it because I think it's once it's all said and done and this room is completely together. So let's add a few of these in here and we're just going to dip. And I'm mainly placing it on the outside. I'm going to be blocking it just a little bit. And it's like I'm making like a halo even around the wreath. We'll see. Well, I tell you what, once I put this glue on here, if it doesn't work, it's too bad. Because it's not coming down. One thing about it, it's not going to be hideous. Like it's not going to be, oh my God, well, what did she do? I'm going to put enough around that it's going to be like a statement point. And again, it's one of those things that once you see the entire room together, you'll appreciate this last little pick that I'm adding. I'm already thinking about how am I going to get this thing up here because I don't think anybody's here. So that's already going to be a challenge in itself. But I tell you what, if there's a will, there's a way. And there's some more difficult things that I've done than get a wreath up on a wall. But the part about that that's crazy is I'm not getting any younger. So that really makes the difference. How many of you guys have help getting Christmas together, or do you pretty much work on your own with Christmas? And do you like to do it that way? Okay, that got stuck. Let's do it here. Just a few more, and then we're gonna hang this wreath. I think I've fooled with it enough. I've dressed it up enough. I've nursed it up enough. I brought it back to life after being in storage all those years. I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's see. Put a few more in. I'm placing these all the way around the wreath so that it gives like a halo and a uniform, and it looks uniform. So even if this is a mistake, it's still gonna look good up because there's enough of them to carry the wreath. You notice I'm not placing them inside because I think that would be overkill. Since this is a second color, we've got the cranberry, the gold. I already took the green off because I didn't want the green to take me where I didn't want to go. Okay, that's the bottom. And I need a few more on the bottom. Now, once it's up, I may decide to add some ribbon to see what it looks like, or even more bulbs, but I'm not sure. I was thinking about adding the larger ones. I love these, but I'm not sure that it's gonna, yeah. I'm gonna add because right now on this, all of the bulbs that I have, they are the medium size. And on a wreath this size, I'm only going to add 3 of these. You don't want it to be overkill. So I'm going to give it a good goop. And I'm going to come to the top here. And I'm placing it sort of on the inside of the wreath so that you can see it. Remember, this is going to go up. So anything that I place on top or back here, that's why this is not, it doesn't have hardly anything here because you're not going to see it. Let's do, I think I'm going to do one here. No, I'll do one here. So let's give it some glue. And you want to give it a healthy portion of glue because this is super, super large. I can't imagine how it would feel if somebody, it's not funny, if somebody was sitting on the sofa and the bulb came out of the wreath and plopped them, it would not, that wouldn't be funny. The afterthought would be kind of funny, but they would not think it was funny at all. Because a lot of people think that this is overkill anyway. Okay. I got one more. I think I want to place it here or here. I'm going to leave my hand here so that I won't forget where I want to put it. And I'm going to do it like so. I think that looks really pretty. That's going to be it. I will be moving the hot glue and then hanging this up, or I'm going to try to hang it up. Ciao, I'm getting nervous myself. But I'm going to try. I know that I want to lower this a little bit. I'm trying to think, is it really worth me getting up there, pulling the screws out? And I'm going to say no. I'm going to leave that right where it is. All right. Let's see what I got. If any of my training is going to work. So I'm going to remove this. And now I need another pair of gloves, but let me check in on you guys and see. Okay. Yes, she's saying, Sheila is here. Thank you, Sheila, for joining us. And we've got Lynette, I think, is here. Walnette is here. Hey, girl. This is Walnetta from Denver, Colorado, and I just love your style. I am stealing your style for Christmas this year. That tree is spectacular, and I'm going to recreate it, as you should. You should definitely recreate it and have a good time doing it. All right, let me get some other gloves. Let's take these off. So those of us that are creators, I keep gloves even in my car, because over the years, my hands have gotten so damaged and so bad because I didn't have gloves. Moving, you know, you try to help out, you know, on the installs. You have a team, but when it's, especially for an install, it's all hands on deck because you're working against the clock and you only have a certain amount of time to get the house ready. Keep in mind that, one second, guys. All right, keep in mind that for my projects, the majority of my projects, 98% of my projects, the clients haven't seen the furniture. They haven't seen really anything other than the presentation at the time. And so the stakes are really high to get it right for your client. And I take that responsibility very seriously. So over the years, I have damaged my hands tremendously because I've been wanting it to be all hands on deck. And I sure hope somebody is here to help me in case I cannot do this. But we're going to see. All right, this thing is heavy. And it's not so much that it's super, super heavy. It's awkward. But I'm going to try first. And then if not, we're going to lean it up against the wall for the rest of the video. Okay, we're halfway there, guys. We're halfway there. Where are my prayer warriors? The trick is to get it in position before I get it up there. What do you guys think of this? This is not bad for a 15-year-old wreath. Not bad at all. You see my hanging little ornament there. I've already lost another ornament. Okay. I think we're going to get it up there. Woo, she's beautiful. Okay. Please be careful. I am. Hey, Mimi, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys taking the time to like comment. I'm also going to recreate that wreath. Wow. And you should. This is a simple 48-inch wreath. And I'm there. Guys, guess what? I know somebody, you guys kept telling me that Hobby Lobby was on sale. And I kept saying, well, I called over there and they told me they wasn't on sale. Yesterday, something told me to call again and speak to somebody else. Yes, Hobby Lobby is 50% off. So to me, Hobby Lobby is a great place to get like your wreaths. The garlands, I'll be honest, they're not so much. I have a link for the Norfolk garland that I utilize because I've gone through different garlands. I can tell the quality. The garlands that I want to have, I want them to be here for years to come. I don't want to spend $50, $60 on a garland and the next year it's trash. That would irritate me to no end. All right, let's get this thing up. I think I've talked long enough and I think I can do it. I can't really stand on the table. I'm going to try. I might break the glass underneath it, but we'll see. Here we go. We're 3/4 of the way there. All I have to do is lift and we're up. Do we got it? I have to see. Did y'all see that? I mean, they're just falling down. I'm probably have to re-glue this back up here. Let's see. All right, let's get down. That's it. Let's take some of the glue. Okay. I've done that. Now you guys will see why I circled around with the extra, this right here. Okay, so it's hanging. This is a perfect size. I'm so glad that I didn't lower it because something is going in front of it. This does light up. I'm going to see if I can light it up for you guys. I need to add a few more bulbs. So most of that I'm going to do off camera. Some of this stuff I can just stick right back in here. That was a workout. I knew I was going to have a workout, but all I'm going to say is thank you, Jesus, because Lord have mercy, that was heavy. That's what I'm going to say. That was heavy. All right, I want to add a few of my little hanging ornaments. Wow, she's gorgeous. Okay. And I'm just going to stick this just like so. I want to raise this one a little bit. So let's see. Bring it down a little. All right. Oh, gosh. Okay. I got to stop just looking at it and just let it go. Let it go. Move along. There's nothing to see. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions that you guys have? All right. So we've got Sheila said, yay, gorgeous. This is fabulous. The color is to die for. Okay, so one of you guys told me stop saying to die for, so I'm going to tell it to you guys. Stop saying to die for, and I've been working on it. So what I say now is I am living for this. It is to live for. And I was glad, it was a comment that I had gotten from one of you guys, and I was glad she reminded me. Now, listen, I don't mean anything when I say to die for, but what she reminded me is the power that our words have. Our words have power. And I thought about it. I was like, she is right. And I can't remember who told me, but if you're here and you told me that, go ahead and just say shout out and just say hello. but I'm thankful. So thank you that you reminded me that our words have so much power. So I am here to live for this. I am living for this. I am loving it. And guess what else I say now? This is giving me life. All right. So who are some of your favorite content creators? Mimi, you are the best. What? Okay. Inspiring, brave, hardworking, and great designer. You have been such an inspiration for us all. Thank you. Power of the tongue. Yes. Okay. Who are some of my favorite designers? Okay. I'm trying to think of those that are online because my favorite designers aren't really online. Uh-oh. Not you glued to the table. Online. And they're favorite for different reasons. Okay, God, what is her? Chanel. Designed by Chanel. I love her page. Chanel does stuff. She does a lot of thrifting. She does a lot of DIYs. Do it yourself. She does a lot of DIYs. I love how she does decorating with Barbara. I love Barbara because this is the thing, what I love about it. I can see the creativity in a project. I can see the mind, the way the mind is working, other than designers that are online looking at what somebody else is doing, or I should say doing the same thing that somebody else is doing. So these people are, for me, creative. What's her name? Rebecca Robinson is creative. Studio McGee. That chick is talented. Who else? I don't really get a chance to really watch a lot. What's her name? And I can't think of her name, but her channel is Decorating Like a Pro. And she does a lot. She's very, very creative. She does a lot of things that are blue's her favorite color. And she was one of the people that reminded me that I love blue too. So this is the thing with me. The clients always say, well, what does your home look like? Or what is your favorite this or favorite that? And I always tell them that's not the important question. I'm here to give you the desires of your heart. I'm here to give you the home that you love, right? So it's not about what my favorite is. It's about what it is that you want to achieve. So I move them from that mindset because I have favorite colors for the season, or I have a favorite color for the time or the year. So it's difficult for people like me to say, well, I absolutely love just white. I can't imagine only decorating in white, or I can't imagine only decorating in black or blue or any one color. The whole thing about being creative is to mix it up, to look at different colors and to see how that style mixing high end with low end, mixing old with new, and how it works together. That's the whole beauty of being creative to me. All right, so we've got this wreath up and I am loving her. I want to plug her up, but I don't think I put any plugs over here. But let's see what we can come up with. And that's another thing that I like doing is I like plugging my stuff up. I don't want to have a tree lighting ceremony. I want to plug it up while I'm working with it. Okay. So this next thing I'm going to do, because I'm working with some garland, and okay, so y'all see this? Nobody told me. This thing is coming out. Look at this. Ciao. Okay. I'm a fool with this. So obviously, I'm going to have to tie that in some more. But okay, so let's work with this garland. And this is just regular old garland. I think it's lit, meaning it has lights. But even if it doesn't, so if this doesn't have any lights, this is old. I'm talking about old, because in the last 10 years, I will not buy garland that doesn't have lights. Will not. because it's just another step and it's more time for me to, my table's squeaking. Can you guys hear that? All right, so let's do like a quick tutorial on how I go about fluffing this up. So right now I'm straightening it out. I'm trying to identify a back for this garland, like what side do I want to use? Since the garland has wire on all of the limbs, and this is a super long piece. It might be 9, I don't know. It's really long. It does not have lights, so your girl's gonna need to add lights to it. But essentially, I straighten out the limbs, and it's very important to straighten out your limbs with garland because you want it to be very, very fluffy. And you don't want to use or overuse the amount that you need to use. So I am straightening out. These limbs are super long, if you guys can see. This is about 10 inches. So this garland is made to look very fluffy. It has a mix of the leaf, different color variation here. So I'm liking it. What I'm irritated by is I chose one for the live that doesn't have any lights. And I want there to be lights. But I'm definitely going to add some lights to it. I'm thinking right now as I'm fluffing this up, and I'm already halfway through. It doesn't take long to fluff. The trick is to up, out, out. So it's up, center, left and right, or out. And that's all I'm doing. So it's up in the center, left and right, or out. You follow that guideline, anything, your tree, anything is going to be fluffed up. And it doesn't have to be super straight. Like you don't even want it to be straight because it looks fake when it's perfectly straight like that. And I'm laughing because this is not real. So what else is it going to look like? Well, I want stuff to look real. I want to buy the faux flowers and I want them to look real. I want them to look just like hydrangeas that I plucked from the yard. Now I planted some hydrangeas in the front yard, right? There's fuchsia pink, purple. It's something that I'm doing because they came up green. They didn't reach full potential for color. You know how you see people online and those hydrangeas are just big and the color is just white, pink, or blue. Mine didn't even take the full color. So if you guys have any tips on what I'm doing wrong, why I didn't get my color back, let me know. All right, so we are just moving right along and fluffing this thing up. I need to find my wire. So now that I've established a back, this was turned over. I just turned it back onto the back that I want. And I'm going to continue with fluffing this up. And I didn't think I was going to have to go and use lights, but I need to use some lights. I'm trying to think I'm going to put the lights on after. I'm going to put the lights on in the next step. Let me check on comments. Hopefully I haven't missed any questions for you guys. Because this is going to be a beauty when I finish it. I think it is. I think it's going to be stunning. Okay. I'm in trouble because I lost those. Oh, here they are. They're way over here. All right. Let's see. That is so rich and full, that garland and fluff. And identity is back. Yes, it is. Decor Marie is here. Hello, that wreath is beautiful. She says, I love a good modern design with a kick. Thank you so much. I watch your videos often for inspiration and wonderful creations. I appreciate you being here. And Decor Marie is from Philly. Okay, what is going on with this thing? Okay, here we go. I have a very long staircase, need garland like that, really fluffy. Where can I get it? It's your, I think it's supposed to be Soul. Online said it's part of aging. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Okay, so it's just a process. So I need to just stick with it. Okay, I think I can do that. I think I can stick with it. Well, I don't really have a choice. They're in the ground. And they're in a shaded area because at first I was like, well, maybe I didn't put them in the right area, but the sun only comes for about maybe an hour, if that, in the day. So they're pretty shaded. I don't know. I've driven by different homes and I've seen hydrangeas out in pure sun and they look gorgeous. I don't know what's going on with mine. And maybe I just don't have the right gardener either. All right, let's get what I'm going to add this wreath to. And I don't know how I'm going to affix it to this, but let's go. Oh, and somebody asked me about the garland. I will link a garland when this goes up for the replay. I will link the garland that I would use if I was looking for something similar to this, but it'll probably have lights. All right, guys, so I am working with this sleigh here. Hi. All right, I had to raise it. I don't know, maybe if I take it down, I don't know, maybe if I take the table down, but then I think it might be too low, but let's try it anyway. Let's try it and see. So that you guys can get a full. I'll just take the table and then I'll try to move the camera around for you guys. Let's keep this over here. I'm trying to keep all the dirt in one spot. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm trying to see which way do I want it. Which way do I want it to go? I think I want to face it. Let me step back and see which way do I want this to face. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to face it this way. And it's going to face, so it's facing the fireplace. Uh-oh. I think you guys can see that. Let me turn this camera a little bit. I think that, how's that? Let me know if you guys can see that, okay? Your gardener should definitely know how affects breed and hydrangeas. I struggle with a good gardener. I'm not gonna lie. Divinely blessed. I get excited when I see your videos because I know it's gonna be good. Keep on doing what you do. You're an inspiration. Thank you so much. Does Santa come down the chimney anymore, child? Oh God, I don't think Santa comes down the chimney. All right, so I want to place this garland on my sleigh. And this is just in my head, but what I want to do, and then I'm going to have some stuff come out of it this way, I think, and then we're going to have it come down. So I need it a little bit more there. I think this is going to work. I'm going to slide it down. All right, I'm going to slide that down. I think this is going to work. Can you guys, yes, you can see that. All right, so temporarily, I'm going to affix this to the sleigh with the limbs, if I can get a hold of one to do this right. And the reason why it has to be affixed really good is because I'm going to load this thing up with Christmas decor. And then I want it to come, I want it to come around like so. All right, what do you guys think? I think this is fabulous. I really do. And I think once it's all said and done, okay. So this is like this. I want it to stick. All right, so I'm gonna affix the back part. Let me find my floral ribbon because that's the only thing that I'm using. I think we can get away with just floral ribbon. And I don't know where my pliers are at, but let me go find them. Hold on, you guys. Let's see, are they out here? Boo, 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 boo. We'll get these now. Do, 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 do. All right, these are not my favorite, but they're gonna have to work because I can't find the other ones. And I'll probably have to adjust this a couple of times, but we'll see. These are so difficult. They don't have the spring. They're not difficult. I'm complaining about nothing because they're not difficult, but the ones that I love, and they're the yellow handle, they have the spring in there, so you don't have to do an extra movement for mechanism. So, all right, I want to tie right here to take that space away. If you guys can see that negative space, I want to bring it down right there. So what I would do for that, I will first create a loop on the wreath itself so that I have some leverage to pull with. All right, now I can cut this. So this floral wire that I have here, I'm going to bring it down around See how that doesn't move anymore. You just find an area that works, and now that's not moving. That's a fix, as much as I need it to be. So I'm glad I didn't put the lights on, because it would have been even heavier beforehand. Now, here's a portion. This is where I initially tied this just to give it some structure. So I'm going to take that off and go even tighter in there with the limb. And if it doesn't work or tighten by just using the limb itself, then I'll go in with some floral wire. But look at that. That's there. This I want to hang because I'm going to add some other stuff to it. So I want it to kind of billowy down and flow. And I'll play with that and create what I'm looking for. Okay. Any questions about what we're doing? How about, okay, the question I'd be asking is, girl, why you can't keep those glasses? That's the question I would be asking. Okay, here we go. I love that. You go, girl. Okay, oh, neat. So no questions. It's like a B of A for a sled. What is that? A BOA, what is that? I can imagine at night with lights. Yes. That is the idea. At nighttime with the lights, everything in this space will be on a timer. So it's going to come up. All right. So we're going to go across to the other side. And I will do the same thing. Get it affixed so that it's strong. And so the back of that looks good. Now, I'm only probably going to decorate one side of it. I might do something a little bit over here, but you can't see the back side, so it doesn't make sense to waste it. I guess I'll decide if I'm going to add something to the back side. Once it's up in place, I'll determine what that looks like. So we're going to get this, and I'm going to tie the floral wire to the wreath first. And uh-oh, I didn't make this too short, but I think it'll work. And then I will affix it to the sleigh. All right. Let's look at it from this side. Okay, I think it looks gorgeous for what it is that I need it to do. I still have some twine on here. I will take that off and I'll bring this around. So I am wrapping it completely around, but I'm not going to, and I don't know. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Okay, it's getting pretty heavy. So that's the side. This is what it looks like inside. All right, I need to tie this center down. So we're going to do that so I don't have any gaps. And then we're going to move in and put lights in. So just now I'm thinking about where I want to start my lights and where I want to end my lights. And the reason why I'm thinking about that is where you end your lights, you should be thinking about it in advance so that you have easy access to whatever it is you're going to plug your lights into. And since it's all going to be on here, everything is going to be plugged up to the same thing. So when the reef comes on, the sleigh would come on. So I'll pull this down. And that is it. We will cut this. All right. Let me go get some lights, which are just down the hall because I didn't know I needed them. And we're going to light this up. And yeah, 1 second. Right. So I don't have to keep moving this. Do this. Boop, 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 boop. Let's grab. Let's grab that. And we got lights. Okay. All right, I bought the light and then I brought some other stuff too that I want to use. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. This is how I store my lights. And I will link these because these are savers. These are definitely savers. I think I came across them maybe 2 years ago now, but I'm using these instead of the small twinkle lights, and I'm okay with it. These are white and light, but when the lights are on, you can't really see them. I use them for the Christmas tree. I'm going to see how I like this. I might want to use the fairy twinkle lights. Let's see. Let me go get the other ones. Yeah, I think I want to use, because I don't want to see them. So, okay. These are second type of light that I use. It's battery operated and it operates with remote control. So when I have wreaths or something that are super up high, or like when I'm decorating with a chandelier and I'm putting garland on a chandelier. Now I do have battery operated garland as well, but if I don't want to use that garland, I can use this garland, put it up high on the chandelier, add these lights to it. They're battery operated, but most importantly, they are remote control. And they are bright, so it gives you a lot of light. So instead of using this one, which I pretty much leave for my trees, I like these because you can get like rhythm with your lights with these. And they just plug up. But I won't use those for this. I may use them for something else. And so today I will use these. And Normally, I don't put 2 on one, but I did last year because I must have run out for some reason. Now, you guys know that this type of wire can get tangled very, very easily. So using something like the wire hanger is what I call it. It saves me a lot of time. And I will definitely link these as well for you guys. The reason why I keep saying I will definitely link it, because when I'm editing the video, I'll remember whatever it takes. I will remember that I said I will link something, and then I will link it at that point. So you can barely see this wire, but I used these last year everywhere, all over the place. And I'm not even sure why I wrapped this like this, but I did. And so this is a good testament to it not getting tangled, guys. You see how I'm just taking this off and it's just unraveling. And this is not getting tangled at all. There's no tangles yet. Because you know how I hate when there gets to be a tangle. So I probably would only use 2 of these maybe for this. I don't know. And voila, there it is. I'm going to put the battery pack on the front side just in case I need to change it. So this won't be on a timer, but so I'm going to wrap this completely. I love these lights. They are so delicate and just simply gorgeous. It adds a lot to Christmas when you have everything lit. I try to light up every single thing that I can light up. I will try to light it up. I used these last year. Well, I kind of used them everywhere, but just off the top of my head, I remember using them on my kitchen table underneath the deer, and it was so gorgeous. I mean, it was just pretty. Every time somebody would sit at that table, they just would comment about how pretty it was set up and the lights underneath, and just, you know, just to see it lit like that. Okay, so I've already gone to 1 of these. So I say maybe 2, maybe 3. Something as small as this, I don't mix up the lights. Like I wouldn't use 2 different type of light, because to me that would look tacky and I wouldn't be able to get a rhythm. So like the other ones, you can get a rhythm with these lights if you want. If you like them to blink a certain way, slow blink, fast blinking. And voila. I'll show you guys what it looks like close up. I put the light on the floor. This has been a game changer. This thing right here. It's a game changer. A game changer. So let's put this battery pack over here. Now I'm mainly putting the lights on the back at the top so that they could be very visual when this is said and done. I probably put more lights on the front because I don't think I'm going to need a 3rd one for this. And then I'll see. I can always add to it. You try to put your lights on so that they're underneath whatever it is you're going to place on top. and I still have some left over. So I think I'm going to just swing around and put more lights on the front. All right, let's check you guys out for if you have any question. All right, I love that. V is saying, oh, so neat. Tracy, the garland is like a beautiful, fluffy. Okay, I read that one already. I know I said that too. What is BOA? Enlighten me, please. I want to learn. Late, but I'm here, Gloria. Hello, sweetie. How are you? We're glad that you're here. I agree with the lighting. It's magical. Where did you get the sleigh? I need that. I've been buying new lights every year. Oh my gosh, that's horrible to be buying new lights every single year. Absolutely horrible. Okay. I don't know where I got this sleigh from because it's super, super old, but I've seen this 100 times. So I will link it. It's the perfect size for me. It's only about 1, 2, 3. It's probably 40 inches in width, and I can place it on any table. And so that's what I look at. I could have placed it in front of the tree. And to be honest with you, I was going to put it in front of the tree this year. But then I thought about the deer would look better. So when I'm telling you guys that I'm really designing this stuff on the fly, literally I'm designing it on the fly. Okay. Now I want to add some stems to the back of this, like so. Just to give it a little, because I want to add different things on here. So I want to use this Norfolk garland, this type of stem. Oh gosh, now that's stunning. Yeah. I want to use this type of stem on here. So I'll tell you guys something, because I was thinking about this, and when I decided to use the sleigh, I was thinking about how am I going to get this affixed to the sleigh, because it didn't have a lot of openings or hooks. And at first, so this is an idea too, if you have something that you can't really attach something to, you can use, I was going to use the pool noodles, and I've decorated with the pool noodles before. And then I thought about it. I don't feel like that. Cutting the pool. First, I would have to paint the pool noodle because they come all these crazy colors. So then I would have to either paint it red or paint it gold. And I just didn't feel like it. This is really kind of like just last minute. So I said, well, I'm going to use the garland because I needed something that I could attach anything to. I can put ribbon here. I can put floral here. So I needed something that I could attach the ribbon to. So now my heavy things like the garland, I'm going to do that, and I will affix it either with floral wire or the limb in itself. And I haven't decided because I'm not sure how it's going to hold up. And that's why I attach the limb. The limbs are attached because I wanted it to be strong enough to hold my... Look at that. That's gorgeous. I wanted it to be strong enough to hold this. And the only reason why, and I'm only going to put a few of them in here because I'm just creating kind of like a nest on the end. No big deal. We're just creating as we go along, right? I could have, the only other thing that I'm thinking now is I could have used, and this is different from the garland, the stems that I used in the entry, and I'll show you guys that. Don't break. Okay, these are the ones that I used in the entry for that gorgeous bowl. And this is the one, this is longer, and it's without the pine cones. But I wanted this because it's more simplistic for me and what I have in mind for the decor. So I like the effect that I'm adding to the back of this. And I'll probably do this on both sides. Let's put this down. Where I'm adding this stems, and I just think it's gorgeous. I haven't even opened them up yet. And I'll put them on both sides because it's like, you know, it's almost like a chariot. I haven't affixed them to anything yet, so I don't know, okay, if they're going to fall out. Now, yet there's another type, and I'm not going to use this one here, but this North Fork stem, it's even longer. And I put these in my vases. I try to put these in vases, and it's just simple. It's just simple decor that I can do. I think this is a long one too. This is a longer one. Well, I can place that one here. The bigger they are, the more heavier they are. So you want to be careful of that. So I am going to use one more light. And I thought I had one down here, but I'll get it. Because I want to light up these stems that I've just added. I do want to add lights to that. All right, here's another way. Should you decide, and I'm showing you guys how I store this stuff too. Should you decide that you don't have the holders that I just showed you guys, I will use a paper towel holder all day long, and it still allows me to be able to just pull this off. I'm probably making a big deal out of this wiring effect, or the way that I'm storing this. And I'll tell you guys why. It's a pain. It's a pain in the behind when you're doing Christmas and you're working against time, and you don't have a lot of time to store this stuff. So for it to not get tangled on you, and you're not spending hours trying to untangle something, it saves me a lot of time. And to be honest with you, time is my commodity. Time is. This is how small this wire is. It's very, very small, but the light is super, super powerful. It is a powerful light. All right, so let's put this. I'm going to place this here too. I want to keep the batteries all on one side so that I can get to them. All right, and I'm just kind of like tossing that up in there. I'm moving right along to the next. All right, so one of the reasons why I wanted to bring in that lighter berry stem was because I knew that I was going to utilize this right here. And I've used this last year. I don't know what I used it for. And I just take it and I tie it up, because you can use it year after year after year. I think this might be, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old by now. And I just keep reusing it. You can pick this up. Mine's is wholesale, but you can pick this up at Michael's. I will link this below for you. You can pick it up. I think I've seen it at Hobby Lobby, but I'm not sure. But look at it. This is perfect. It's like champagne. It's a perfect color to me. So now that I've placed my lights, I'm going to add, and I'm going to make some just pretty bows. So one thing that I didn't do is I didn't test the lights. That's a big no-no. But I think they work. And I'm saying that because you notice the batteries aren't in here. These are like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. I don't store them with the batteries so that it maintains that I'm going to have them in working condition. Because sometimes those batteries, they erode, from the heat and the different elements. So this is what this is looking like. So I'm just going to make a bow, and this is just a little sloppy of a bow. It is not really that big of a deal. And I think the element that this brings, especially when you have the lights that shine through it, it's so, so, so pretty. And I'm going to start with here on this end. Now, if you guys can see, I'm going to push this in here. I'm pushing it down. You don't want your bow to sit on the end of anything. You want to push it into wherever you want that bow to be. I'm going to push it inset. And I'm just tying the floral ribbon around the limb. Now I'll fluff it up. This is like so easy to do. It's kind of like nothing at all. So if let's say I wanted another color, and I do, and I'm going to show you guys that I'm doing it a little bit different. So here's the bow, the main bow that I'm putting here. I'm leaving this. This is an extra piece of floral wire. Now, this ribbon here, this bow here, I know it's 15 years old. So I made the bow a little bit different. And only because of the material that I'm working with, only because I knew that I was working with old material and I knew I would have to doctor it up a little bit. So I am flattening this out. And that's why I always say it's so important to get ribbon with wire. But look at the quality of this ribbon. There's no doubt in my mind, this is as old as that reef that you see, and the quality, and this is how I store it. I literally pulled this out of a black bag. This bag was placed inside of, these are just the bowls. So when I take them off the tree, I'm just pulling them off the tree. I used to cover each bowl in plastic, like in the food storage bags. Child, I got tired of that. So I don't do that anymore. I just grab them, I put them in plastic. I'm looking for my floral wire. Okay. You guys are supposed to be my helpers and help me find this stuff, right? Because where did it go? That's crazy, right? Here it is on the floor. Okay. So I don't do that anymore. I just grab it, put it in a bag. Now I'm going to see, and I'm showing you guys how the quality, when you have some good quality, this hasn't faded. I still have the gold on the rim. It's it's not tattered. I don't have any holes in it. I'm sure it's not as fresh as it was 15 years ago. None of us are as fresh as what we were 15 years ago. But I'm going to sit here and do a couple of little bows. And I'm just adding color. I want to add some color. This is the idea. See how that's going to come. Oh, yeah, that's coming together. That is the idea. Just to drop that in there a little bit. So, and I may decide with this to run it through and only place bows strategically. Instead of placing a bow everywhere, I will probably add some more, but I'm going to run it through and meander it through. All right. So let's cut this. And I didn't really have a rhyme or a reason how I was putting together the bow. And I hope did you guys see that? Did you guys see that, or was I being selfish? Can you make a video on how you cluster your small bulbs on the Christmas? Yeah, I plan on doing that. Your wreath is fabulous. Thank you so much. Mimi, I love that you're already decorating for Christmas. I love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I wanted to tell you, I just love your house. Thank you. I need that. I've been buying lights. Okay, so I think I'm all caught up. This is kind of short for a bow for me, the tail, but I think I'll leave it. Okay, so I'm going to put this together now. This floral wire is not super thick. It's not super thick. So I can cut it with scissors. I said all that to say I can cut that with scissors. So I'm putting this together. I've given it a little bit of a tail. So now when I take this out, I'm going up or down, up, down. I didn't even count how many of these things I made. Usually it's supposed to be an odd number. I made an even number. Shame on me. But I think it's going to work. Hopefully I'm not rushing too much, you guys, and you're really getting some value. So I'm going to take this and I'm dropping it in here like so. And then the extra floral tape, I'm actually taking it around the bow with my fingers. And I'm affixing it like so. Okay. So now that the bow is on, I'm going to straighten this up even more. And you can see that this bow is just haphazardly done. There's no big deal as to the way that I did it. For me right now, it's all about the color. I just want to add some color in there. So with this, where's my scissors? I'm going to take it and cut it first like this. I want to get an even point, and then I'll take it, I'll bend it, fold it over, and then I'm going to cut that up. Okay. And that's how you're going to get those little flags at the end. However, I really am not fussing with this other than on camera, this looks crazy. So I'm going to bring that down here a little bit more. Bring this down because it looks crooked. Yeah. All right. So there you have it. I've got this I'm adding. Now close up, I'm not sure how this is looking for you guys on camera, but I'm going to sit this underneath that wreath. And when I get finished with everything, all of these extra wires here, I will be cutting. I'll just go through and just, snip the extra wires. Make sure I'm not cutting my lights. Now, I did mention that I want to add more of this. I want to add more of this, and this is how I store it, but this is how wide it is. This piece is pretty wide. I think it's 14 inches. It's made and it has wire in it, so you can pretty much put it how you want it to go. Hold on, guys. All right, I got to keep checking these batteries. All right, so here we go. So I will take this, putting it in the back. I'm actually feeling for some limb, and I want to puff it up a little bit, twist it around, and then I'll drop it in. Find another limb. I want to bring it down a little bit because I do want you to see. I don't want it to cover. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice. Bring it back to here. Now, as I add things to this, I will adjust the shape of it. And that's why I love this. All of these things are not on a wire. This one happens to be on a wire. So whatever I link for you guys, I'll make sure that it's on a wire as well. Okay, so those are my big things that I am bringing into this tree. Now, did I say tree? Yeah, I said tree. The sled. All right, I'm looking for my floral, and I think this is it. I could add, so I'm thinking of all the things that I want to add to this part here, because now I'm just dressing this up and making it look amazing. I do want to add the floral. So this floral I've used a million times, hence why it's all crooked, bent out of shape. So you've got the velvet. Okay, that's one floral that I want to use. And I'm really just playing with this to see what do I want to do. So I'm going to stick that in there like so. That's one. Or I'm going to use and I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to tie in. Give me a second. So out of all of the 3 florals that I have as options, this being another, everything since it's Christmas, it has some type of shine, some type of glitter on there, some type of bowl. And I'm just trying to see which one I want. So since I don't know which one I want, I'm going to stick them in there, and then I'm going to just play with it and see which one I like. Okay, bear with me, guys. It's like, I think I have everything that I need to get this live going. And then I think about something that I want to use, and it's not here. So, okay, I pulled this one out, but this is too red. I want you guys to see that next to that cranberry. And it would work ordinarily, like for instance, if I decided to use the berries, and I'll show you that. So if I were going to use these berries here, which is gorgeous, right? That's tying in with all of the red. So this red isn't too much because of the berry, but I'm not going to use the berry. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have some questions, and then I want to go get the floral that I want. Okay, Mimi, your sleigh is cute. Thank you. Wow, I love the sleigh. Oh, that's cute. Thank you so much. What gauge floral wire should we use for bowls? Oh, okay. I'll answer that one. Hey, Mimi, I love your beautiful house and all your decor. Thank you very much. This is, where's my glasses? It doesn't say the gauge. Let me double check. I done lost those glasses again. Here they go. Let's see if it says it. This is 22 gauge. And I would say get this, because you can use this for anything. It's strong enough where you can use it for the floral. You can use it for bowls. You can just, the reason why I have this one is because when I'm tying a nutcracker onto the tree, or if I'm tying a snowman onto the tree, anything that I'm tying onto the tree that I really want some strength, I will use this. Let me go. I'm going to get some floral that I want to use because I don't want to use a berry. I do want to use floral for color. I'll be right back. Okay, what did I do with it? Crazy, 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 crazy. Let's see here. All right. I have the lily that I want to use. I need my scissors because I've got to, they are affixed to the box. Glasses and scissors. Those are the things that I can't keep up with. All right, let's cut a few of these out of here. I don't even know why they tie them to the box like this. I guess if they want them to look pretty. Let's turn the box over. Let's see if we can cut this. Boop. Boop. All right. That's really pretty. Okay. I want to see some more of the red down below. So that's why I want to add. And so that looks much better than the red berry. Tell me guys, what do you think? You like the floral or the red berry? I like the floral. I am going to take this green off of here. That's why I need my other, I'm telling you, when this live is over with, I'm going to go and look for my other pliers. So, because to me, I think it hinders my work production. All right. So let's turn it. Wow. I want to turn it so you guys can see that. That's what that's looking like, adding that lily in there. That's so pretty to me. I think that's just so beautiful and so simple and elegant, adding that color. And imagine what that's going to look like with the lights on it. Let's see, you can open this up a little bit. I don't want to open it up too much. And no, I'm not cutting the stems because I use this. I can use these in the trees as well. So I don't want to cut that. Wow, that's really pretty. I'm going to put another one right here. And it's almost like it's in the garden. So pretty. Now when I add my floral, which is another color, it's going to pop even more against this cranberry. All right, I think that's enough. let's put that right here. That is so pretty. I mean, this can be like a gift basket. You can do something like this on a smaller scale. And so this is the floral that I'm going to use to give me that pop of contrast. And I want to place that right in here. Wow. Did you guys see? Did you guys see that? Did you see that? It's just lovely. I'm trying to think, is this coming loose? Let's see. I think, all right. Where is this? I need to affix this a little bit more because it's starting to sag because of the floral that I'm putting on here. It's making it heavy, the weight of that. And so it's sagging a little bit. So this is how I'm going to address that problem. I'm going to take a limb from the center and I will tie some floral wire around it. And then I'm going to take this and go across to the other side. And I affixed those together. Let's see if I can tilt this. So I added, you can't even hardly see the wire, but I added wire here so that I'm affixing all of that together. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to lift this, but okay, we'll see. So let's add more floral throughout here. And then I think we'll be finished with this. Let's see, let's add a few more pieces. What do you guys think of adding the tulle, the floral, instead of having like a bunch of bulbs? But I might add a couple of bulbs through here anyway, because I want to bring in some brown because the guest of honor has on brown. Mimi, how do you decide on what your color scheme will be? That's Gloria. Thank you so much, Mimi, for this holiday decor tutorial. I'm excited. My flight was delayed. Okay, that's terrible. Your flight was delayed. But you kept my attention and prepared me for the holiday. The flight is about to take off now. Safe travels. So I'm not laughing about your flight was delayed, but I'm thinking, okay, so I'm glad you were able to stay because I remember you said you were at the airport. So we're just going to add some more floral through here. And I think you guys are you're going to see this. I think you're getting this. There we go. I'm trying to find a hole. So I'm adding all of my berry and my cranberry floral in this space so that I can get a full look of what that looks like. And then I'll mix it up and add another color in just a second. Look at that. This is just coming together so well. Okay, let's take all of that off so that this is nice and pretty. Okay, so I limit myself in terms of how much floral I'm going to use or decide to use and knowing what else I have coming into a space. So I'm sparingly using that. I will use some floral on the other side only because when I'm in this room looking at it from, if I'm standing here at the fireplace, I want to be able to appreciate it. And I don't want it to look like I ran out of floral, but I'm strategically making that decision. So how do I decide on my color scheme? How do I decide on the color scheme? To be honest with you, I like to start with the colors I already have. And then I say, okay, well, what do I want to see a lot of? Because this is up for months. This is 6 months, almost 6 months sometimes. One year I had Christmas up from July to, I think, the following May or June. It was terrible, but I was super, super busy at work and I just didn't have time to take it down. So I'm looking at this every day. So I want to make sure that it's a color that I want to look at. So I had been seeing some gorgeous cranberry in the stores and at the shows. And I felt like, okay, they're really doing a good cranberry color. I thought that the stores were really giving us some good cranberry, meaning it was cranberry, it wasn't red. Last year when everybody did the Ralph Lauren, it was a bunch of red and blue everywhere. And I've done blue Christmases, but I didn't do a Ralph Lauren. For me, that would make my house too dark. And I thrive in light. I thrive in things that are lit and airy. That's why most of my windows are open unless, you know, I'm protecting myself from the sun. So that's pretty much how I choose. So I wanted to do the cranberry and not the red. I didn't want to do that Ralph Lauren red because everybody was doing it. So I wanted it to be different. And I wanted to choose something that I thought I could live with for a long period of time. Okay, I think that's gorgeous. Let me step back to see it, how it's going to be when it's up. All right. So since this is going to be up high, I want to make sure that I position something underneath here so it doesn't look awkward and just plain, like I forgot about it. So I will take a floral and I would put it underneath going up. Now this, I will definitely take a limb and wrap around because I don't want it to fall out. And it won't. Is my head in the way? Can you guys see that? It's kind of hard to decorate upside down like this, but wow. All right, that's stunning. Let's do a few more of the floral. Now I'm going to mix up the color a little bit. And I shared that with you guys. I'm going to attempt to mix it up a little bit. And that's because, I want to see what that looks like. That might be too brown for me. Yeah. That is because of the guest of honor that will be inside of the sleigh is going to be brown. So I want to bring in some of that. Third time is a charm. Here is a taupe, so that works. Instead of it being a brown, and I'll show you the difference. Wanted to bring in a darker color. This was the first choice. This is the second. And so that taupe, keep in mind that I'm complementing everything that I already have going on. Remember, I added the taupe in the drapery. So this coffee mocha color, it works really well. So I'll stick that there. Let's add another one here. Let's add another one here. I almost think that I want to do another bow. I want to do another bow here first. So let's bring in. We're going to go back to our little handy bag here of my 15-year-old bow. Okay. Now, this is opposed to, we were talking about wire size. Let me show you guys. You probably can barely see this. This was 15 years ago. That's what they used to give compared to this. Now you guys see the difference between the two? Let's see if I put my hand, well, let's do it this way. There we go. So hence, I like a thicker wire. Okay, how long have we been on live? Okay, we right around the 2 mark. Okay, it's so beautiful, and the champagne ribbon just breaks up the green and the cranberry look. Yes, it does, and I love that effect. You want to create contrast in anything that you do because that's what makes it interesting. Towards the end of this live, I decided to put the scissors and the the pliers and the glasses all in one spot. Okay, what did I do with my ribbon that I cut? Here it is. So I just cut that. This is very inexpensive ribbon. It has changed colors. It used to be champagne. It is gold. So that's how you know something was not good quality. And you can tell that most times if you get a color change with something, you know the quality was bad. Now, granted, this is 15 years old. It's not supposed to keep its color. So I'm not saying I didn't get my money's worth. I got my money's worth. Okay, you guys have any questions how that I can answer for you? V said, I can't wait to do this. My little guy is going to love it. I know my grandbaby, she loves it. I'll be honest with you guys. She loved the tree. She was kind of iffy about the reindeer because she's still a baby. She's not even 2 yet. So she was looking. I said, well, the reindeer's okay. She wasn't really feeling it, but she's getting used to it. I'm having her turn the lights on and off so that she can get familiar and used to it. It's so big, I guess, to her. And like I said, it's right there in the entry. Why is this not cutting? Okay. So I'm adding more to this because this is only 4. And remember I said they should be odd numbers. So that's why I cut open another one. All right, so I need my scissors. And I'm going to cheat on this next one. And the first one I made 2 separate bowls. This one I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm just going to open it. Yes, Joy, I did make the wreath in front of the window. So that was like, that wreath is 15 years old. It had the majority of the bulbs on there, but I don't think I've used it in at least 10 years. And so some of the things were coming off. All I did was re-glue it back together again, doctor it up a little bit. And I added a few berries around the perimeter and hung it back up. And now we're going to use it again for this Christmas. Those of you that have been with me for a while, do you remember what this room looked like last year with that emerald green? I almost wanted to do it again this year because that was so fun. And it was so pretty. The color, the emerald green was just, it was gorgeous. I lived for that color. And I think almost every morning that I could, I was in here having coffee and whatnot. Just relaxing, looking at that emerald green. I almost did it again, but I'm going to use emerald green this year, but I'm going to use it in another part of the house. I'm not going to use it in here, obviously, because I've got the cranberry, and I could mix it up. It's not like you can't do the emerald green and the cranberry together. You can. I just have so much going on in one room normally that I try to stick with a color theme, so it just doesn't get too crazy. And that's only because I just like having detailed Christmas. This is my favorite time of the year, so I like it to be detailed. So what I'm doing right now, just be recap, I'm making a little bowl, another bowl that I want to be placed on this end right here. I just need something there. Now I'm actually going to affix this with the limb of the garland. I think I'm going to do that. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. So that just finishes it off, that corner for me. Now I can place some more floral there. It was just looking a little flat. So I've added that bow. I will switch directions of the floral to the opposite. Let's move that out of the way. And that's gorgeous. Let's get some more floral. And I'm almost certain I have more. And that is this. Thank you guys for sticking with me for this live. I so appreciate you guys being here. I try not to keep you and have you too long. Okay, I'm loving that. Let's move this, or I need something on the other side. So let's put a few more. Let's put a few more of these on this side. Is it? Yeah. That's perfect. I want one or two more that I'm looking for. I love the emerald green on the mantle decorations. Thank you so much for that, Gloria. Beautiful wreath. That emerald green was everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, V, for reminding everybody. Don't forget to like the video so that YouTube, I am not going to say anything negative about YouTube. I am so glad that YouTube is here as a place for us to connect as a community. I just, I wish they would send my videos out a little bit more, but I love them. I am so grateful that they're here because guess what? We are a community. We get to share. We get to talk to one another and just experience life through others. All right, so I've made this gigantic, let's cut this, sleigh here, and I need to get it up over on the table over there. So I got the wreath up, right? So I should be able to get this up. She's heavy though. Let me get some gloves. Where are my gloves? That's what I'm gonna do. Here we go. And I think I can do it. We're gonna get her up. All right, so just to remind you guys, I will be going live every other day or every day, to be honest with you. I'm not sure I'm gonna commit to every day because that's really difficult with everything else going on. But I'm gonna go live and I'm showing you guys how I'm putting together Christmas. I don't necessarily will do the entire room. Like there's other stuff that I wanted to do over here today. I don't know that I'm gonna get to that with you guys on live. And see, because I don't want it to be too long of a live, but I want it to be long enough where you guys get value and information. So yeah, because there's a few other things that I'm going to do to this, but first let's get this over on this table And I think I can do it. Child, if this falls off, I'm just gonna laugh. You can't help but just you just laugh at stuff. That's all you can do. I wouldn't be laughing if this wasn't installed. Trust and believe, I am a different person on my installs. But my team, they have worked with me and they love the design. They love the end result and they love being a part of something great. We talked about that the other day about how we enhance other people's lives by what it is that we do. So, but this is my house. I'm going to laugh. If this falls, I'm definitely going to laugh. All right, let's see what we got. There we go. I'm halfway there. Halfway here. Okay. Wow. I need to slide her down. This thing turned out a lot bigger than I thought in front of this wreath, but we're going to adjust her. Adjust. There we go. Lordy B. All right, I got to work with the back of this. I was going to lower the wreath, and now I think the wreath is too low. I might have to move the wreath up to accommodate this a little bit better. I do have to move the wreath up. All right. Why didn't I measure? I don't know. I was trying to eyeball it. Okay, so guys, I am going to end this live because I need to adjust this. But this is what this is looking like. This gorgeous sleigh that we put together. So today we put together the wreath, we put together the sleigh, which is gorgeous. I need to bring that up about 6 inches. And I thought it was too low. When we first started off, remember I was saying, I think this is too low, but it's not. I mean, I thought it was too high, not too low. I thought it was too high, but it's turning out that it's too low. So it needs to go up even higher. So I'm going to do that and adjust that. And then this wreath. When you guys check out the Christmas video, you will see all of this in its totality of what this whole area looks like when it's finished. I'll add something here. I definitely want to add something in the corner. We haven't touched the fireplace. I think I'll do that. Maybe I'm trying to do that on Monday. I'll let you guys know. But I started off to say that I am going to be trying to go, I will try to go live for you guys every day or every other day, Monday for sure. And it would be between 1 and 2 o'clock. So that is as much of a schedule as I can give you guys. But thank you so much for staying here. Now, also, I've created a list of decor mistakes that you can make while you're decorating a Christmas tree. So if any of these things help, that's free. You can just put in the information. Then there's also a list of what I call the Mimi method, and that is decorating a Christmas tree. Following these steps to a T, 1 through 10 or 1 through 15. It even tells you how much ribbon you need for your tree, depending on the size of the tree. If it's a 7-foot tree, if it's an 8-foot tree or 9-foot tree, how many bulbs you're going to need, how many florals you're going to need. I thought it was pretty explicit, and that way it answers all of these questions that I get about how many do I need of this, how do I do this or that. The method answers that for you. So you guys check those out in the links below and support the channel. Like the video, especially, those of you that are liking the information, you like the decor, share this channel with other people. And the other thing that you can do on the Sunday videos, you can hype up the video. There's a little link that if you click on that, it hypes up the video and it tells YouTube to, hey, yes, send this to other people. That is how you can support Creating with Mimi on this channel. And if you love what it is that you see and what it is that I do, I would really love to have your support. Until next time, guys, make every single day a great day. Bye. Okay, what did I miss? There we go.